Here it is, folks, iOS 7 Gold Master. It's officially been released by Apple today at their event where they announced the iPhone 5S as well as the iPhone 5C. But aside from getting into those two handsets, let's go ahead and take a look at iOS 7 Gold Master. So this is the final release. This was pushed out to developers literally just about 20 minutes ago. You can see right off the bat, it's pretty similar to previous iterations of iOS 7 beta, including iOS 7 beta 6, which was the last beta release. Alright, you got the gesture-based system here, so if I was to go into settings, I could just swipe back from any screen. It'll take me back to where I was. Alright, so let's go ahead and just start off with the lock screen here. Alright, you can see the lock screen. Alright, you got the camera, obviously, which you can access. You also got the notification center. You got the All Tab, Miss Tab, and Today. You also have the Control Center right down here with their various toggles, which aren't customizable. So you have airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, auto rotate. You got the music, brightness. You got flashlight, camera, calculator, etc. Right now, if I swipe my finger to the right, I can unlock the device. If I swipe it to the left, nothing happens. So you can see right there, I just unlocked the device. Now swiping my finger to the far left of the display gets you nothing because Spotlight is now located right there. So you can see you just swipe down on any screen and you get Spotlight. And you can see the folders here, they've changed in terms of the animations, just a lot nicer looking. And you could swipe over with various different apps that you have in each folder. Alright, if I was to take an app here and just place it here into another app, I create a folder. Let's try that again. Create a folder, there we go. I can name the folder and whatever. So let's leave it at utilities. Okay, now the home button, obviously you saw the 5S home button, it's now touch ID sensor, it's got like a fingerprint technology type deal. Well, we got the traditional home button here with the 5S or with the iPhone 5, and if I was to double click on it, you get multitasking. You can see I could just kind of swipe away 3 apps at once, just swipe them away, I could enter them, it takes me into the app. Here you have the calendar where you can add different events and whatnot. If I was to hold down the home button, hey Siri. Hey Siri.
Hello.
Now that noise is new. This is the male Siri, by the way. Turn on Bluetooth.
Okay, I turned on Bluetooth.
Turn off Bluetooth.
Okay, I turned off Bluetooth.
Decrease brightness.
It's a little darker now.
And you can actually increase it or ask them to increase it. What is 6 times 6 times 3 minus 9 to the 3rd power?
Let me have a look. It looks like the answer is approximately 11.6667.
Tell me the weather.
Looks like nice weather coming up between today and Sunday. Up.
Open Safari. So it'll launch the application for me. And here we have Safari. Okay, so you got obviously just Safari browser, which if you're used to iOS, then you know all about Safari browser. You can see the browser right here. It's very basic. You got pinch zoom. You can pan through the screens. We're at technobility.com, and you got the tabs here now, which you can actually see are different. They got that 3D effect going on there, and I could just swipe them away. If you swipe this way, nothing happens. If you swipe to the right, if you swipe your finger to the left, you actually eliminate the tab. So here we have technobility.com. Now you can click on an article, and obviously they get you that little reader mode. So you got the reader mode in there as well. Or you got incognito mode as well, and you got the various different features or the various different buttons down here, which is back, front, and share and whatnot. Now here's something cool about iOS 7. If you aren't familiar with the previous beta builds, you actually have gesture-based system built in here as well. So if I was to just swipe back, I can actually go back to where I was, previous page. So that's a new gesture-based system. Again, it's consistent across the board. They also have it here with the navigation. You can see where the notification center, I could just swipe over to my various different tabs. You got the control center, obviously, which we already saw. Okay, now you can see the camera here. You can see the camera has video, photo, square, and panorama. And you also have various filters. Right, so there are your various filters in terms of the camera. Let's go ahead and just take a look here. Alright, so you can see the various filters. You can see how the camera looks here. Okay, if I was in video, start recording, I could zoom while I'm in video. I could take a picture while I'm in video. Go ahead and stop that. You have panorama, of course, which we already looked at, and square. Alright, now if you go ahead and just look at what the photo looks like here. You can see the various different sharing options. So if I click down here, you can see the various sharing options. Now, the third-party apps don't sync with this, so you get what they give you for the most part. All right, so you got messages, mail, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, etc. So this is a video. Let's actually click on a picture. You can see Twitter and Facebook right there. You could assign it as a contact, use it as wallpaper, or you can do multiple photos at once, and you can airdrop it as well. All right, now going back to the gallery here, you can see if I was to just take one of these photos, I could kind of pan around and play around with it here. If you're in a photo, you can actually just pinch in and close out of it. You got the various different collections, you got various different folders for your photos. You can customize this as you so please. It also does it by location. All right, let's look at the clock here. Nothing really changed on the clock end. Now, in terms of speed, if you guys are wondering, speed-wise, it's pretty fast. It's definitely improved from previous beta builds, and that's something that's expected with these updates and with these beta updates. Just going into like a settings, for example, going into general here and going into about, everything just feels slightly more faster. It's a little bit more responsive to your touch. Exiting out of an app, for example, is fairly fast. Multitasking, then going into an app, or multitasking and just closing out of a bunch of apps. It's fairly fast. Let's go back home. All right, let's go ahead and look at some other apps here like Calculator. So nothing changed on the calculator end. All right, you got newsstands, Hangouts, videos. Those are third-party apps. You got YouTube, which again, there was one point where the previous YouTube app wasn't sharing videos. Now you can actually share videos and basically access everything else in relation to YouTube here. So if I go ahead and just basically load up a video, all right, I can go ahead and I can easily just swipe the video down to search other videos, or I could just swipe it back up. If you want to get rid of it, you could just swipe it away. Alright, so if we were to pinch, you can see it pinches it in, and that's basically YouTube as opposed to watching the video, because the network is fairly slow, and I'm using this on T-Mobile's network. My data is fairly shoddy here. Alright, FaceTime works. Everything's good on the FaceTime end. Log in, you're good to go. No, I tested it out a few times. We had no dropped calls and none of that. Everything was good on that end. Let's go ahead and look at the keyboard here in messaging. Okay. You can see the keyboard, fairly decent. Hey, how are you today? What's going on? Hey, how are you today? What's going on? Okay. And if I just swipe back, I can go back to my messages. So that's a feature there that's added. You can see the dialer here. Let's go ahead and look at the dialer. Okay. It's transparent. And the background, the wallpaper, they do have dynamic wallpapers, which are basically live wallpapers, and the wallpaper does change text according to, oh look, they added dynamic wallpaper. So look at that actually, now that we're here, they added different colors to the dynamic wallpapers. You can see the green here, for example, if I set that. All right, let's set both. Before it was just a blue and a grayish tint. You can see the funky green there. That's very funky. And it's kind of basically just a live wallpaper. You also have the motion feature to where the wallpaper will look kind of 3D-ish. Let's go back to, oh look, they added some other still wallpapers too. Look at that. Alright, Apple, up the ante here. Okay, we got different wallpapers. You can see all these new wallpapers that they've added, which is really cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take a look at one here. Let's say, I don't know. Let's do this water right here. Now what'll happen is if the wallpaper is too light, the text will change color to black. So you can actually change that to your liking. So that's pretty cool that they've added that. So this is this blue wallpaper right here. Let's go ahead and change this to this earth one right here. Set. Let's set it and forget it. There you go. It's cool. It's nice. I like that they added wallpapers. They added dynamic wallpapers too. They didn't have that in previous beta builds, so that's a nice addition there. Okay, so otherwise, let's see, you have the Notes app, which is, fairly, again, common with the Notes app. Now you got the Reminders app, which, again, is fairly common. You got no skeuomorphics, you got a utilitarian minimalist look. So this is what people should expect. If they got an iPhone 5 or an iPhone 4, this is the iOS that you should expect to get. When you receive iOS over the air or through iTunes, you can see the contacts are basically the same on that end. You got the compass here, okay, it's very minimal and black. You got voice memos. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, so you got voice memos there. You got Game Center, which kind of looks a little bit more graphically intensive here on Game Center. Actually, it's still recording. Let's click done. Cancel that. Exit out. Go back to Game Center. You can see Game Center there. Okay. you have stocks and passbook, and of course you can add these stocks to the notification center here. Right, that's one of the notifications that you, or one of the widgets, as I like to call it, that you can add in the notification center. You got passbooks. Okay, and obviously my Google apps, entertainment. You can see third-party apps run just fine. Netflix runs just fine. So that'll load up. All right, and then you got games. Let's look at Temple Run Oz here. Looks like Temple Run Oz is taking its time to load. This isn't always a good sign. Oh, there you go. That's Temple Run Oz. Runs perfectly fine. And you can access the notifications while you're playing. Resume here. You can access the control center while you're playing too. So let's exit out of that. Bejeweled works as well. Earlier beta builds it wasn't, but with Goldmaster and beta 5 and 6 it is working. Bejeweled's working.
Welcome back.
So we got Bejeweled. Alright, that's third-party games for the most part, run perfectly fine. Again, you can see the browser here. And other than that, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you got the gestures, you got the new notification center, you got the control center, the lock screen, and everything else that comes with iOS 7. It's a fairly good system. It's refined finally. It's, again, the speed-wise, it's pretty good. It's pretty up there now. I mean, in terms of just opening and closing apps and just overall operations. It's fluid. It looks good. The animations are nice. So we got to give it up to Apple. They did a really good job with this, with the beta build specifically up to beta 6, and now with Goldmaster. So we're very content with it. And of course, you got the 5S and the 5C coming out. So a lot to look forward to if you're an Apple fan, for your smartphone fan in general, actually. Alright, that's pretty much that for iOS 7 Goldmaster. Alright, thank you guys for watching. My name is Berge. You're watching Technability. Don't forget to check out www.technability.com. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of great original content updated daily. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.